Hello and Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to Golden Droplets episode number 10, our first webinar of 2020. Today, we are going to finish the series on compositional data analysis. I will show you how to prepare the obtained data so you can work with Excel to do your normal processing. And also, because this will be very short, I will add as a bonus 2 applications that you can use to process really large data. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about dashboards in Excel. So, welcome again.
Once we finish processing our data with compositional data analysis package, the CoDaPack, and we export the data to Excel, we get this table here. The original values, the atypicality index, the ALR transformation, CLR transformation, and ILR transformation. So in this video, the first part, I'm going to be showing you how we're going to transform this file in order to use the normal statistical method that I described in previous videos. Let us start with the quick analysis atypicality, which is this one. And one of the things that we can do here, besides cutting and pasting here and having the coordinates, if you have the coordinates, just to plot these points on a map to see where are these atypicality data are located, you can just select the column, and when you browse at the bottom, you will see this, the quick analysis, and you click the quick analysis, and you can do like color, scales, data bars, totals, some charts, etc. But usually with the color will show you immediately which are the samples that are very important, the green ones. So the next step will be to get your raw data, and to get your raw data is very simple. You just select all this data and you just copy and paste, and you paste it in a new place. So there you have your raw data. Remember, as I mentioned before, you always keep your original data in a separate tab. Now, you do the same, you cut and paste all the ALR. And here, we also want to eliminate all this ALR dot and the dash other. To do that, just select that part, copy, right click and copy, and then go to Find and Select, Replace. Press Ctrl V here and replace with nothing. And it does all the replacement. Now get the other and the slash, right click, copy, come back here, Ctrl V, the same thing, replace all, and you have your data for the ILR ready to work. Same thing with the CLR. This is even simpler because you only have the CLR dot point. So select the CLR point, right click, copy, find and select, replace, Ctrl V, and replace all. And that's it. Now for the ILR, it's a little bit different because it's not that you're going to eliminate the ILR dot point, because then you get just numbers. What you need to know is which of these numbers correspond to the association of elements that you did when you're doing the ILR matrix. Okay, and just to remind you, this is the matrix that you use during the processing of the data. And you can just right click in CoDaPack. You can select all this, click Ctrl C to copy, and then Ctrl V to paste here. And here you have the same data of the table, but in Excel, digital data. In order to select which columns you're going to be using, we're going to use a very simple formula. Here, we're going to test if the first value is equal to 1, then we leave it as 1. If not, we delete. We put nothing, blank. Once you do that, you copy and paste that to the whole table. And what you get here is a series of 1 values, and you will select for each suite, you will select the row that has all values equal to 1. So the oxidation suite will be the number 1, the base metal will be the number 4, the base metal calco file will be the number 8, etc. So now you come back here, and you know that the number 1 will be the oxidation suite, which is usually the gold values. Then you go to number 4, which is base metals. Then we go to the next one, which is the 8, is base metal calco file. Next one will be the 10, which is the litho file. And the last one will be the major oxides, which is the 12. And we can eliminate the rest of the columns. So you get, I eliminate one extra, the number 10, sorry. Yeah, delete the file. Sorry, I made a mistake there. So delete, these 3, these 2. So at the end, you will have a table with 5 columns, which are the oxidation suite, which is the probably the precious metal, base metal calco file, litho file. That litho file and major oxide will probably be geologically related, although sometimes major oxide is related also to the alteration. So once you have your data in this way, you just export it to individual files and you continue the work with Excel. So this will be the end for the positional data analysis, but since we have a little time, I'm gonna offer you as a bonus 2 more ways of processing the data with Excel, which are really, really interesting, and I hope you find it also very useful. You probably know that Excel can manage up to 1,048,000 rows of data. So what to do when you're dealing with files like satellite imagery, which has 2 million, 3 million points? Usually we use Surfer, and Surfer allows you to load as many points as you need. Like in this case, I loaded 3,299,287 rows of data, but you cannot do that in Excel, or can you? Let me show you how you can do this in Excel. So you start by clicking on data, and you can do this with loading the data from here, or just to get data from file, from text CSV. And here I have this satellite imagery data that are 2 million, 3 million, 7 million points. So I'm going to use this one as an example. And here you have your data. Now, The next step, you're going to load not to the sheet because you only can load here 1,000,000 and something. You will click here and click on load to, and you will select only create a connection and add this data to the data model and click OK. So here is the query, and here these are the rows that have been uploaded. So if you can see, we already passed the capacity of Excel, the normal capacity. Yeah, so we have the almost 3.3 million rows here. So the next step, we need to delete the lower values, the ones that doesn't have much information. Sometimes they are just noise. So in order to delete some of these values, you click here on the green icon, and it will open a separate window. On the separate window, here column 3 is the values that we are looking for. It can go from 1 up to 253. So let's say we're going to eliminate the first 100, 120 points. You click on the filter, you select number filters, greater than 120, you click OK. And now we only have 814,000 points, which is the file that we want. So we select the 3 columns, we click on copy, and depending on the speed of your computer, it will take several minutes to complete the copy of all these columns. So you go back to your spreadsheet and you click paste. I suggest you click paste spatial and you select CSV and click OK. And again, in dependence on the speed of your computer, it will take sometimes several minutes to load the data. And when it's done, you're going to have file, which is the reduced file, which have only 800,000 rows of data. And that is how you can reduce the large data files that you receive from the satellite image or any huge data set. You just eliminate the lower values and you work with this part. Bonus number 2 will be dashboards. And these are instructions that you can do with Excel and allows you to interactively explore your data. And this is an example of a dashboard which allows you to study 2 elements or a series of 2 elements in a scatter plot. And you can always change the elements. And when you change the elements, it automatically upgrades the graphics. And you can select specific samples. For example, you want to select sample number 10, and it shows where it is. And it gives you here a description that cell 10 lags in both elements, which means this, which is located in this quadrangle. And at the same time, it gives you a graphic representation of the sample compared to the low, the middle, or the high point. And here you have a sample, a table that you can look around to see the other elements. And with the color scale, it gives you where is the highest value for this element. So let's say we have molybdenum. So sample number 7 should have the molybdenum at one of the top. So here it is, right at the top. So how do you get this? So you just have your data, And if you know Excel, you should know how to add more columns, etc. So you have your original data, you convert it to 100%, and then you work with this thing. Another example of a dashboard is this one, where I'm comparing different labs, different years, different geologies, different projects. And for example, you select the year 2018, and in 2019 there were only 2 labs, ACME and ACT. In 2019, let's try this one here. So we need to clean the thing to 1919, only 2 labs. So it's 217, the one that have the 3 labs. If I just want to see the heavy mineral concentrates, it gives me that information, the amount of sample, which geologist did it, the type of sample, the sample per lab, the spark lines, an interactive map of where the samples were sent. And this is a combination of things. You see how it immediately changed this thing. So this is a wonderful way of presenting your data to your boss or to your subordinates, just presenting your data. And the way you do this, you create the different types of graphics in individual tabs. So for example, this is the line pivot, the category pivot, the manage pivot, etc., etc. So in this case, the data is right here. And if this data, for example, is something that every month you get new data at the end of the month, you just need to add it down here, and it will upgrade all the graphics to this situation. So how do you construct this beauty? The easiest way for you is to look at this video. I will put a link in the webinar, and the file that was used during this presentation will be in Mendeley. I put all these Excel files, my Excel files, and the Excel files from the interactive Excel dashboard in Mendeley, so you can download it. The video is a little bit long, it's about an hour, but it is explaining you step by step how to build each of these pivot graphics. The other way that you can easily work with this is just adjust this table here, just add your number and use the dashboard that has already been made. This is something that will take you a little while, but you just do it once, and after that it's done. It's done for all the work that you have to do. So it's a very incredibly graphical way of presenting this data. And as always, remember to have a table of content at the beginning so you can quickly jump to each of these tables. So with this, we finish this Golden Droplets episode number 10. I wish you all a happy new year, and until next time.